Okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, hold on. Let's see what we got in here real quick. Okay. All right. 1 2 1 2 1 2. I really can't see what's really going on. All right, so I'm gonna do something real quick, because a lot of people was wondering when I was coming back on. So let's let them get in real quick and let them know that I'm on here live now. All right. All right, so let's do this like this. I wanted to wait later on into the day before I got into breaking some stuff down, right? So the other thing I want to do is, before I really get started good, I want to let some more brothers know that I'm here. All right. So we are going to real quick let a few more brothers know that I'm up in here. All right, up in here. All right, so let's do this real quick. Um, and I really didn't get the message out the way I normally would, because I put the message out for yesterday. All right, but what ended up happening is, I'm gonna just let y'all know, I got tired, fell asleep. That was all she wrote. When I got tired and fell asleep, brothers and sisters, that was all she wrote. I did not wake back up, or when I woke back up, it was 2 in the morning. And, I was like, ooh, I'm real late for that one. Nah, I mean. And so that's kind of how that went. All right. So needless to say, I'm starting a lot behind. And I just noticed another thing too. I didn't let some of the other cats know that I'm here. All right. So let me just set this up real quick. And I guess I'll just get started with my so-called music. And all right, and we will get started momentarily. Well, let me do this real quick. Dang, somebody really. There we go. Let me do this real quick, because I really feel like I really messed up here, which I did. And how I messed up is I started editing some of the pictures, and we're going to go through those real quick. So I'm here for 2 reasons, which a lot of these clowns really don't know. One dude wrote in a message, which I will not deny, so let me state for the record. Let me state for the record. All right. Let me state for the record. Dang, and I messed up. For the record, and I want to get this, make this clear, because he brought it up. So for the record, I'm stating for the record, y'all. He said that, well, I am paying for women. That's what this dude said. Now, I just blocked him. You know, I blocked him. I mean, I really did. But technically speaking, I didn't block him for lying. All right. I blocked him because he wanted to make being a man a bad thing. Because if you really look at it, whether I'm in the United States or anywhere else, as a man, yeah, I pretty much am paying for it. As a man. See, because I don't lie to women and sell up pipe dreams and then do them and kick them to the side. See, I don't lie to them. So if somebody comes up to me, right, and I want y'all to understand this, if one of these women came up to me and that was it, they offered themselves, right? They came up to me, they offered themselves. I want y'all to understand this. If one of these women came up to me and offered themselves, and we just bound chicka wound, and she leaves, it wasn't because I had game and was deceptive in what I was pretending that I could offer. All right? It wasn't because of that. It was because that was just how that happened. But in any other case, once the bound chicka wow happens, either before it happens or after it happens, if we're men, pretty much we're paying for it. All right? Now, what he don't understand is if, excuse me, had to sneeze. If said female can't follow my protocols in what I need, then I kick them to the curb. All right? Now, if a woman, because here's the situation, if a woman was pretty good to me, but not good enough for me to keep her around, because she didn't give me everything I need, or I thought things were just too one-sided, or outside people interfered in our relationship, but we are on good accord because of the nature of that relationship. If she needs something, I'm going to get it for her. Like, say, a cell phone. I know this is because I've done this. This is what I will not do. I will not give somebody something that I'm not using myself. I want y'all to understand what I just said. If I'm using a $300 phone, then that's what I'm getting her. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between me and that other clown. When he say, oh, you paying for it, I'll be like, yeah, because I'm a man. I have the resources. It's one of the reasons why some females like me for me. It's the reason why others try to get with me. I know this. The difference is I know how to tell who wants me because I am a provider, which means I pay for it, or who wants me because they're trying to get money out of me. I know the difference. Now, if I'm in a place where it is more feasible to deal with the ones who just want a little bit of money but leave me alone so I can get to the business that I want to do, then I might deal with them rather than deal with the whole girlfriend type thing. You see what I'm saying? I might go that route. Especially in a place where I am, when I could talk to more beautiful looking feminine women, and trust me, y'all, when I say I'm using this term in such a way that y'all know that I'm specifically talking about feminine women. All right. And the reason why I'm pointing it out like that is that my taste in women is different. I don't like made up females. I like round the way girls. All right. I like round the way girls. All right. I can't see who's popped on. I just sent out a bunch more messages, right? But I like round the way girls. Period. That's what I like. I like around the way girls. No makeup, none of that stuff. Just pure. What you're looking at is who she is. You don't have to be like, dang, man, look at all that makeup. All right. What you're looking at is who she is. Now, as we get started, a couple of brothers, I sent messages to you that wanted to come on, right? And so I'm ready for you. All right. You can call in on Messenger or WhatsApp. All right. And we'll be ready to make that work. You can call in on Messenger or WhatsApp. All right. So in the meantime, I want to see how this looks. In the meantime, let me find my other phone. Hold on. Y'all, I got a lot of stuff going on. Found it. All right. So in the meantime, let me do this real quick. Let me remind you that my PayPal and any research that's going to be done here, it will be in the description. It will be in the description box. Okay? So all the research, so the stuff we're going to pull up will be in the description box, except if we get to scriptural things and stuff like that. And I'll explain that in a minute. Because some clowns tried to clown me and tried to emasculate me. Well, you know, it's the black woman tactic. Right? But I just wasn't going for it. But in the meantime, as I wait for a few more brothers to come in and brothers to pop in that want to get in, I'm going to say this real quick and get to my greetings and then get started on the problem at hand. But I am going to say this, that the brothers that want to chime in, we're going to do it one at a time. And y'all know I like to let y'all talk, right? Y'all know I like to talk, right? But if a few want to chime in, all right, then, you know, we'll put a time limit on, and then you can come back, and we're going to do it like that, right? So, let's kind of get started real quick. And let me greet everybody real quick. Haborden hardu gudag, ola oi to the bane, bosses los, bonjour mes amis, ketabawni kwinichiwa, ni hao ni ama, sani bonani, jumbo harbarigani, assalamu alaikum, and shalom. Kamusta ka, kamusta pokayo, talapa lava soy pua. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to check out is if I got movement here. All right, so one of the things that's going on is that there's an all-out assault on Afro manhood. Y'all better believe it. It's an all-out assault. All right. They mean damage to us. If you don't know, y'all better pay attention. These people mean to do damage to us. All right? They mean to do some serious damage to us. That's what this has all been about. All right? If you can't control them, understand this. If you cannot control them, their model is to destroy them. If you can't control them, their model is to destroy them. All right, so that's basically it. And that's where we are, y'all, where they can't control the good Afro men, so they are going to go and destroy the whole population. And this is how they do it. This is some of the pictures that the pictures that I took, and I'm putting these up here for a minute to remind you of something. This is how they do it. They make us forget who the Most High is as a culture by having the females be the first teacher. You know, all right? Because with them as the first teacher, what ends up happening? Nobody is taught anything. All right? So that's what we get with them as, oh, they are first teacher. Okay? And so, agree with that. When these clowns say, oh, that the female is our first teacher, agree with it. But then, after you agree with it, ask them with one question. So, what in the hell happened to the community, and what in the hell were they teaching? Remember, because they the first teachers. And as being the only teacher, you have to ask. The community is not the best. It's not at its best. So what happened? You see, if you don't know, then there's a problem, bro. If you don't know what happened to the community, then you know there's a problem. All right? You know there's a problem. If you don't know what's been happening, then you should know there is a problem. All right, most of us don't understand that there's a problem. Most of us in the black community, we don't know what the hell is going on. We don't know why the things that are so wrong we don't know why it's so wrong. Oh, it is moving. All right, we just don't know. All right, and so a lot of people don't know what to do about it. I do. Only thing we can do about it, we need to get to stepping. The brothers need to step out. Now, as other people come in, kind of show y'all what I was doing. All right. As other people come in, I was just looking at the magnificence of the Most High. I'm sitting out here with my camera, with these long-range lenses on, and I like, for some of you that don't know, I like birds. I like taking pictures of birds. All right. So I'm sitting up here and I'm taking these pictures, and I am just in awe of nature, and I'm like, dang, it's really effed up how we effing up nature. All right. I'm in awe of nature, but I am also looking at it and saying, wow, we're really effing up nature. All right. And I'm like, wow, this is just really crazy. We are really effing up nature. Now, here's the thing. When things are so bad that we can't even discuss who we are in nature, that it's an argument as to what a man is and a woman is, then you know something is really, really, really effed up about the community. It's really messed up. right? And I can't tell you how to fix it. So if we can't fix it, we have to leave. And this is why we have to leave. We have to leave because if we wait on the ones who've been betraying us for the past 70 years in droves, it used to be a few of them that would betray us, and that's all they needed was a few. But as we've gotten educated within ourselves, right? The education that we got is what brothers taught brothers. All right? The awakening, the looking at what was really going on in Africa. All right? I want y'all to understand that. Nelson Mandela and stuff ain't going to play Sun City and stuff. All right? When we really look at all of that, a lot of the brothers was like, you must learn. All right? We looked at the African royalty and had placed that above European royalty. All right? But the more and more we were being betrayed by the BWs. The more you started to see the trend of that betrayal, that dudes became gutless. All right, a lot of dudes became gutless. The only thing that mattered was what you can get, how much game you got. And these clowns can't even understand that game is a form of lying. I got game. No, you're a liar. Basically, that's how you get women. You lie to them. All right? I don't pay. Dude, you got rims. You got a rim worth more than my whole 3-month stay in another country. That's one rim. And we're talking about the flight there and back and all the stuff that I spend on, to include dates with women. You see what I'm saying? And you trying to shame me. You put junk in your mouth that has really no value. All right? Actually, it had these gold teeth wearing dudes. Some of y'all was them dudes. I was never them dudes. I always didn't see the logic in it. Go get some teeth made that no one's going to want after you had it in your mouth. Hold on. Wait a minute. And it's specifically made for your mouth. So the value of that gold that you put in your mouth, that platinum you put in your mouth, decreases because nobody's mouth is like yours. So, what you paid for it, unless you become an icon rap star, but what you, the regular man, paid for it, is going to be way less than what you're going to get back when you need to resell it, because your whip that you got them rims on, you didn't make the payments because you didn't buy them outright, and you had no credit. So your little whip, well, what's going to happen is your little whip ain't going to be worth crap. And that's where the dudes are at, for real, where their whip ain't worth crap. Your whip ain't worth crap. There, I said it. Your whip ain't worth crap. Not a nothing. All right? Because the whip was junk to begin with. Now, I keep saying this phrase. The fall from within is often aided by weak men, right? But the other thing I want to remind you of is this, that when these females come up to us and tell us, oh, you were conquered by the Caucasian man, just tell them, nope, that's a lie. We were kidnapped with the help of you, and point to them. We were kidnapped with the help of you, and the dudes that you was giving coochie to that didn't belong on the continent. They would not have been successful as they were had they not been able to marry up with you. And the stink that you brought into all this is out because people start looking at it in books, starting with Daughters of the Trade. And then with the ship manifestos, the black women were not on in the gully like the men. Why? Because most of them that were sailing were the concubines and or wives of the people that were trading. We are starting to understand that they were even the managers that helped them manage things because they could speak the language. How do you think Caucasians learned the language and understood when there were going to be an uprising? Who do you think was teaching them the language? All right, they got everything they got by appearing as friends and then stabbing the very people they befriended in the back. This is where the term forked tongue comes up. All right, and then they decimated the culture so that people wouldn't remember the wickedness that these Caucasians did. And you know what? That's the wickedness that the BW support. That's what they throw into your face. They be like, oh, you was conquered. No, we were lied to. We were naive. You could say we were naive. We believed the people that did not have an air of honesty in their bone. And then we trusted a female that would betray us at the drop of a hat. Okay? And so when the GALA Wars came about, it was the Afro slaves who were also native, who were fighting with the light-skinned and red natives, and we was kicking the armies behind. It was 100-year war, and had it not been for the Civil War, through the GALA Wars, the Afro people would have won their freedom. The Civil War was a good thing politically to happen to us, only to turn out to be a bad thing, hindsight 2020. But what black people don't understand, but Afro people in America understand, is that through the GALA Wars, we were winning. And through attrition, we would have gained our freedom. This is what's not told. This is the very thing that is not told. All right? So, now that I'm catching people up on the history, let me go in here and see what some people are saying. Now, if you would like to join this stream, because I'm using Streamlab OBC, and I'm using it because This is my favorite picture, not because of what you think, but because of how I caught the rocks and the waves and stuff with the people, and able to see things in its natural state. All right, so let me make sure one more brother is up in here. All right, so for those of you that want to join the this stream, that have some input, all right, hit me up on Facebook Messenger. So call in on Facebook Messenger. It doesn't matter whether you do the video or just call in, right? Because all we're going to see is your voice anyway, or hear is your voice anyway. And what else? Facebook Messenger. Oh, WhatsApp. So if you are able to contact me on WhatsApp, so for those of you that have something to add to what we're going to discuss tonight, WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. All right. So now I told y'all, I've been telling y'all, there was an assault not only on, and y'all got to understand this, what the Romans did to the Gauls, to the Hebrews, and everything. I want y'all to understand, again, the New Testament. And when you look at what they did to the Gauls, they go in, and when they take over, they wipe out your culture. Okay? So they go in, and they wipe out your culture. If you have a lot of people with wisdom, they tend to not want to destroy them utterly if they think that they could use your building tactics, say like the Egyptians, a lot of their brain tactics like the Hebrews. All right. And so they were very good at grafting people into their society. But even their society fell from within. And that's because they started catering solely to the women. And when they did that, the women took them down. Look at what's happening to the royal family. Look at what's happening to the royal family. They done effed up. Understand this. They done effed up, brought in an American woman who brought in that Americanism and is destroying that place from the inside out. Now keep this in mind also. That American woman is Caucasian, both genotype and phenotype. Her daddy was a Caucasian man that was a member of the royal family. Y'all, a lot of y'all don't understand that. That's why she was able to be picked. She was not she wasn't an arbitrary woman. All right, I want y'all to understand this. She wasn't an arbitrary woman. See, they try to fool y'all into thinking that this is an arbitrary woman. She was not. She was somebody that was related through her father to the royal family. All right, I want y'all to understand this. All right, so hold on for a second. Hit my brother Dwight up. Hey, bro, if you have anything to add, you can call in through WhatsApp. You won't be able to be seen because I'm using a different app, but you will be heard. Okay, so now let's go through this. I'm going to greet everybody and see what people have to say. All right. How you doing? It's okay. Hey. All right, let's see. Y'all just really going to have to pay it. All right. Okay, now, a couple of pictures I want to put up. Okay, a few pictures I want to put up to show you what we're talking about, right? Let's see. All right, for y'all those of you that know how to do that orange thing on this one, since I have to look at it and read. Okay, do that. Now, one of the things I want to get at, all right, so we were never a conquered people. Never. We were stolen, kidnapped, and in onesies and twosies. All right, from different communities. Now, in this, the reason why you see the BAW being rewarded so much, all right, and when we talk about the Grammys, which is prime time, all right, while we talk about photos, hold on. All right, let's get to this. The Grammys, prime time. And I want y'all to have an understanding here. The Grammys. All right, the Grammys. Prime time. All right. It was a show all about promoting the worst of the worst in the female. All right. It was designed to promote the worst of the worst to the female. Now, I want y'all to understand something. This is trifling, but it is also what Maxine Waters approve of. I want y'all to understand something. Maxine Waters approved of this, right? But they have a problem with Pepe Le Pew. But wait a minute, what is Maxine Waters? She is a black woman in politics. Remember, I told you we could never trust anyone in politics. Especially if they blizzazak. Because as Afro people, you should understand, they do not have our interests at heart. They never did have our interests at heart. So this is something you need to understand. People are so lost that I'm in a conversation, and I'm going to get to this in a minute. On Facebook, a conversation on Facebook. In this conversation on Facebook, somebody asked the question, where in the Bible does it say that a man with the same sex stuff, where does it say that in the Bible? And the first thing I thought to myself is, how sad. All right. So when I'm talking about these things, when I talk about these things, right? Let's get. Let me show the of the people. Okay, you are. This is the question that was asked. All right. Now, keep this in mind. When this question is being asked, the dude was asking, but I was just pointing out, if you want to know the truth scripturally, understand this. If you want to know the truth scripturally, then you got to look at it scripturally. Let me see what this pops up. Okay, this is it. So here is the question. Now I'm gonna write what I said, right? But this is kind of important. All right, let's take a look at this woman right here. Let's highlight this comment. Well, let's see the whole thing. All right, and I want you to see the guessing game they put in it. All right, and so this is the thing, right? And so this is what these people were doing. And I was like, so this is what she said. No, it's not, to that question. And one dude started putting out things, right? Now, here's the thing. Let's see who asked the question. Walker. All right, and so this is what I get into. All right, now notice, I define what they're defining marriage is going to the Caucasian man's court and getting permission. I don't care if you stand before a pastor. All right, remember, we had in my thing, when I was licensed, and I said by the power vested in me by the state of, right? Because that's where the real power was that gave me the sanction to put two people together in the eyesight of the state. But that was in the eyesight of the state, not God. And the minute I said by the power invested in me, by God in the state of whatever, Texas, Louisiana, Virginia, I now pronounce you man and wife. All right, when I said the state and you signed that paper, you no longer belong to God. So if you don't belong to God, then God did not ordain your union. The state did. These clowns don't understand that, right? So, here's the thing. So what they did, he said, interesting. So I want you to understand this. Interesting, right? The black woman, the first thing she did was try to, on my comment, all right, the first thing she did was, you know, am I being defensive about this homosexuality? Am I being defensive or evasive? Right? But my comment was neither defensive or evasive. All right? I clearly state that according to the Bible, but see, the female don't read anything. And let's take a look at her. She didn't read anything, because if you look at my comment, I said, according to the Bible, sodomy is a sin and considered an abomination. So what the guy is talking about is sodomy. So if you believe in the Bible, see, now if you don't, that's another thing. I'm not going to judge people who don't believe in the Bible or don't follow it. There are people that don't follow it. Period. So then these rules aren't for them. But don't bring your rules into my home. You understand? So these rules are not for them. But don't bring it into my home. But see, this is why they're rewarding these females with the Harvard school thing. Remember, the education system are now trying to reward them, especially in the laws of the Caucasians, because no one enforces the will of the Caucasians onto the Afro man greater than the so-called black woman. Why? Because if a Caucasian woman is living with us as our wife, she has given away her right, whatever they don't want her back in that community. All right. And she is doing it out of love. She's like, I'm going to stick with this. This is what I want. I understand the price. It's the BW that has the freedom to bounce between the Caucasian community and the Afro community, because some simp will always take her into this community in a way that the Caucasian man is not going to take the Caucasian woman back once she has that Afro child. Okay, so the Antoine Minor, he says go deeper. And so basically I went way deep. All right, and so what I did was outlined all the quote unquote sexual sins according to the Bible. Now, in this, oh, I forgot the most important one, adultery. If a man lays with another man's wife, that's adultery. All right? They both could be put to death. If a man lays with an animal, that's bestiality. If a man lays with a next of kin, that's called uncovering thy nakedness. If a man lays with a man as he lays with a woman, it's an abomination. All right, so this should be the standard of what, quote unquote, people who say they follow the commandments should be. They shouldn't add stuff into this or take stuff away. You cannot use the New Testament, warp it around and say, well, the New Testament now means it's saying what the, no. The New Testament is completely opposite of what was being written in the Torah, the Tanakh, and all the rest of the ancient writings. And the Romans that wrote the New Testament, the Flavians, did that on purpose. All right. So, all right. So, this art dude said there is no sound history to your delusions. All right. And then I wasn't talking about my black skin being sound history. And so you always get these clowns. Let's see who this is. Oh, no wonder. Y'all see it now. The people that I'm getting pushback from are the very people that try to guide us away from. And so basically, okay, so basically, it is about race. Because it's us that they're trying to push this stuff on in our community. Them and this, the black woman. All right. Now, the question was again, according to the Bible. We're not talking about American culture. In American culture, you could do whatever the hell you want to do. You see what I'm saying? So they're the ones that dodged the question. I pointed out what's in Leviticus and everything, but they're the ones that dodged the question. See, because when you start pointing out, and they wanted this nice little safe argument with a bunch of clowns that weren't going to know what they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? That's what they wanted. That ain't what they got. Hold on, let me see something. That ain't what they got. They got somebody that actually read and saw what it was, right? Because I was interested in what God considered. If I believe in the commandments, I was interested in what God considered. Let me see something. I was interested in what God considered breaking the commandments. That's what I was interested in. I'm trying to get to my e-swords so I can pull it up. There it is. Booyah, got him. Got him. And that's the problem with dealing with these clowns. All right. Now, let's see. All right. So, I brought this up, right? I started going to e-source. I brought this up. This is one of them things that they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about. All right. They don't want to hear about this. Deuteronomy. They don't want to hear what happens when a man has two wives. Because they go back, even those so-called camps. And this is why I can't stand them camps. Even them so-called camps, they go back